This is chapter number 2, from trade to territory. How trade led to the battles. So what we talked about is East India Company. This company, other companies also come from different other European giants. So they wanted to trade. So East India Company and other company, they fought, and because of this they wanted to protect themselves. So wherever they keep their stuff, they will make fort, killa. So they will fortify their settlements. The second thing what happened, that East India Company got a farman from Aurangzeb, or they persuaded him to deliver a farman that this company, East India Company, can trade anywhere in this Indian subcontinent without any paying any tax. So the money comes from what? Any place, land revenue, tax. So East India Company was doing all the trade. So from here the problem starts. This is Bengal. Now Bengal was not getting tax, and the East India Company, because of the farman, they were saying we won't give any tax. So this is 1700 and above. That is, I'm talking about early 18th century. The conflict between these two, that is the company and the Nawabs of Bengal, it actually intensified. Let me tell you, East India Company started with Bengal. So the Nawab and East India Company, the tussle, the problem, the conflict, it intensified, it emancipated. But till Aurangzeb was there, they didn't fight. Till Aurangzeb was there. But after the death of Aurangzeb, that was, he was the last known strong ruler, Mughal Empire ruler. So now these Bengal Nawabs, they started showing their power, and they were already had some autonomy, but full autonomy they proclaimed. So power and autonomy, that this is our place. We are the Nawabs of Bengal, and now we are ready to do what we want. So as I talked about last time also, I showed his picture, Murshid Quli Khan, and after that he was followed by Alivardi Khan, and he was followed by Nawab Sirajud-Daulah. And these all three, mind it, all these three were strong ruler. They were strong ruler. That means not even a single of them were weak. They were all strong. So what they did? First of all, they said, okay, now we are showing our power and autonomy. We are not going to give any concession to company. Company has to give the tax. You are doing tax here in Bengal. You have to give money to us. You have to give tax. Along with this, you have to give us gift, tributes. This is our place. If you want to have trade, if you want right of trade, you have to give us tribute. Okay? Give us gift, give us money. And along with this, they wanted to coin or mint coins, this company. They said, the Nawab said, no minting of coins here. They stopped it. And also, the company were extending the fortification. They said, no fortification from now. Okay? They said, no fortification. Along with this, these Nawabs accused them that this company is actually not giving tax. It is depriving the state of Bengal that from the revenue it owns. So this is East India Company. First of all, a company is not even talking about the valor of Nawab. That is, it is undermining the authority of Nawab. They are not giving izzat. Also, they are not paying taxes. Also, writing disrespectful letters. That is, company is writing letter to Nawab, which is very bad in words. Okay, that is, they are trying to humiliate or undermine or not give respect to the Nawabs and his officials. So this is the point of view of Nawabs, that company is not doing well. If you want to do trade here, first you have to be respectful. Second thing, you have to pay what we say. Now, company work, on the other hand, it was convinced Company said we have to extend our this settlements. We want more villages. We have to buy more villages. As I said, 3 villages they already bought. Zamindari actually. And they wanted to enlarge or extend their settlements. They want to buy more villages and they want to fortify, rebuild all the forts. Now the Nawabs are saying something else. They are saying don't do this. Company is convinced and they are determined we will do that only. So now there will be a conflict. There will be a conflict. There will be a problem. So this confrontation led to the famous battle which is called Battle of Plassey. Battle of Plassey. Okay. So this was all the reason I told you. This is the reason of Plassey. Let me tell you what is this Plassey. This is a place. Now it was not Plassey, it was Palashi. This place was called as Palashi, where the fight took place, where the war took place, is Palashi because there is a tree called as Palash, a tree known as Palash, and it would give, or you can have red flowers, beautiful flowers from this Palash tree. They produce this, and by this we can also produce through these red flowers gulal. We can use it in Holi, famous festival of India. So the English cannot speak Palashi, so they started calling it as Plassey. And this Plassey is now known as the War of Plassey. Now you understood why this all Plassey happened. This was the main reason why Plassey happened. So now let us come to Plassey. Okay, as I told you, Alivardi Khan, he died in 1756. After this, 1756, Alivardi Khan, he was also a strong ruler. He dies in 1756. Now, Sirajuddaulah, he became Nawab of Bengal. He is Nawab Sirajuddaulah. The company has its own game plan. Sirajuddaulah is also strong. Alivardi was also strong. And previously, Murshid Quli Khan was also strong. Now, the company wanted that we don't want these strong rulers. We want a puppet ruler. A ruler which will be under our control. That is, we can move the ruler with our hands like strings, like the puppet moves. Okay, we can control this man. We can control this puppet Nawab, so that this person can give us all the trade concessions, also all the privilege sukh suvidhaएं which a company should get, so that it can trade easily without any conflict or problem. But Sirajuddaulah got to know that there is some background game this company is playing. And he said, don't meddle with our political affairs. Okay? Don't come in between our political affairs. So Sirajuddaulah was not very happy. That why are you are trying to overthrow me. You are trying to put a puppet in my place. So he got angry. Of course. So he took 30,000 soldiers, and there is a place called Qasim Bazar, and there was a factory, English factory in Qasim Bazar. This is also in Bengal. So in Qasim Bazar, there was a factory, English factory. Sirajuddaulah, along with 30,000 soldiers, he went there. He captured all the company officials here in this factory. The warehouse, the store, he locked the warehouse. And all the Englishmen there, all the Europeans, he disarmed them. All the pistols or banduks or whatever they have, they disarmed. All these were disarmed. Also, the ships which are coming, they also blocked them. On the English ship, they block it. They produce a blockade. Now, this was not enough. They started marching towards Calcutta, Kalikata or Kolkata, because the company fort which was there in Calcutta, they wanted to cover or they wanted to control this company's fort in Calcutta. But all these things were happening. The Angrez, British, that is the authority above these people, because they were governor generals and they were generals in the region they have. So in Madras, there was a general, and he was called as, that is the Madras command. The head was Robert Clive. So if you see, he is Robert Clive. So when company came to know that the Sirajuddaula is doing all this, and he has already taken control of Qasim Bazaar factory, and now he is moving to Calcutta. So now the company sent from Madras Robert Clive, okay, along with the soldiers and the naval fleets, that is the ships with all the armaments. So Robert Clive, along with the soldiers and naval fleet. So there were, some kind of negotiations between Nawab and Robert Clive. But finally, when the thing didn't materialize, there was no deliberation possible. In 1757, there was a Amne Samne ki ladai, and this was the Battle of Plassey. Okay, so Robert Clive, Sirajuddaula and East India Company, they fought on Plassey, ground of Plassey, in 1757. So 1757, Plassey 1757. In between which parties? Company, that is the English, and these Sirajuddaula forces. Now Sirajuddaula, he actually got defeated. He was very strong, but still he got defeated. The main reason of his defeat was a person or a man called Mir Jafar. Okay, because he was also a commander, Senapati. So he was one of because Sirajuddaula has number of Senapati, number of commanders. Now one of the commander, Mir Jafar, he didn't took part in this battle. He didn't fight in this battle. So when he never entered this battle, the power of Sirajuddaula was less. So Robert Clive also, on the background, he played a game. He said Mir Jafar that if we can capture Sirajuddaula, stop Sirajuddaula, we are going to make you the head of or Nawab of Bengal. So Robert Clive or the company always wanted a puppet Nawab. So Mir Jafar was happy, ghar ka bhedi lanka dhai. So there were people always who take advantage. So Mir Jafar, he backstabbed Sirajuddaula and he wanted to become Nawab, and company made a plan with him, and finally under Plassey or on the Plassey, Sirajuddaula battle, he lost. Now why this Plassey is so important? Because here English or Britishers, they won a war against a very powerful opponent in India, in Indian subcontinent. So this is how they entered India, you can say properly. Because when they fought against Sirajuddaula, the strong leader, they actually entered. Let me tell you, there were English people back home, that is UK. They were saying that this East India Company is not doing well. They were not trusting them. They were doubting them. So Robert Clive also wrote a letter, that everything is all right and all these kind of things were happening there. What about the after effects of Plassey? Now Sirajuddaula got defeated. He was assassinated. Sirajuddaula was assassinated, killed, and Mir Jafar was made the Nawab as promised by company. So till now, as I said, Plassey was already done. The company, it was still not taking the responsibility of administration. They were saying, no, we won't take administration. They were saying they have an argument. When we always have the Mir Jafar kind of people, why would we, find ourselves in administration? They said we'll do only the trade, and they were very reluctant, very unwilling for administration. Still now, after Plassey also. So the main objective of this company was, or the key was, that we will do the trade, we'll try to expand this trade to all these subcontinent and nearby areas. That is what they wanted. Now, company did that, but it found it very difficult to work with these puppet Nawabs. Because the Nawabs, Mir Jafar, when they wanted Nawabi, they will do everything. But when they will become Nawab, for example, he become Nawab of this Bengal, now they have to satisfy the people also there. They have to be the common man. So they were not very helpful to the company always, because company wanted all the concessions and sukh suvidhaएं, right? So when Mir Jafar actually protested against or went against company, he deposed him, and in place of him, Mir Qasim was in place, was put in his place. Now Mir Qasim was made the Nawab of Bengal, displacing Mir Jafar. Okay, but the thing with Mir Jafar and Mir Qasim will remain same. Mir Qasim will also, he is the Nawab also. So for time being, he will be happy, he will be favoring EIC, but not always. Nawabi aa gayi. So now the same thing will be repeated. So there was a fight when Mir Qasim went against Robert Clive, or you can say the East India Company. There was a battle of Buxar. So now this Buxar, this is a place in Bihar. So this is how Buxar happened, 1764. So the fight was between Mir Qasim and the company. Again, what will happen? They reinstated Mir Jafar one more time. They again made Mir Jafar as the Nawab. But now Mir Jafar cannot do anything. 5 lakh, okay? That is 5 lakh rupees he has to give every month. Second thing, company wanted money told him that you have to finance our wars. That is, you have to give us money for the war. 5 lakh rupees along with plus the money to finance the war any company will be taking. Okay, and also all the trade demands, because they were still trading company. So whatever trading you can say benefits they want, Mir Jafar has to provide. So now Mir Jafar was actually a puppet, because he was reinstated second time. Now in 1765, Mir Jafar, he died. In 1765, Mir Jafar died. So now what to do? Company thought, okay, we are all done with all these puppet Nawabs. We have tried Mir Jafar, we have tried Mir Qasim. Now what we'll do? We will be Nawabs ourselves. We have to become Nawabs rather than having Mir Qasim, Mir Jafar or Indian, people. Previously it was unwilling. Now they decided, all done, and said, no, we have to be a Nawabs. Right? So what happened? One more thing happened. In 1765 only, the Mughal emperor, I guess Shah Alam too was there. He gave company the Diwani of provinces of Bengal. That is, in Bengal now, all the resources, all the money giving content is now with the East India Company. I don't know why it happened, but Mughal emperor actually gave them the Diwani. All the tax, all the money, all the revenue, all the kar. Now the company is whole soul. Because they have got the Diwani, or they are now the Diwans of Bengal. Diwan means the Diwan is the person who takes care of all the revenue and taxes and money. So if I take you to early 18th century, trade of East India Company actually expanded exponentially. But still, whenever they have to buy certain goods, they need to bring this gold and silver, and they trade using this gold and silver. This gold and silver is bought from UK or Britain. So if they want to buy silk or cotton or spices, Indian spices, they have to trade it through gold and silver. Now this will happen till what? But now they have got the Diwani of Bengal. They have the gold outflow actually slowed after Battle of Plassey, because they already won Plassey. But this Diwani, first happy thing for the company was Battle of Plassey. They already had a power. Now after getting Diwani, it was just happy hours for them. They don't have to pay anything. No gold, no silver. They are getting all the revenues from India only. That is, Diwani they have all the Plasseys, won the Plasseys. They don't need any gold and silver. So they will take care of their own cotton silk textiles purchasing by the money they take as revenue from India only, from our subcontinent only. Now they can make their all troops, maintain their troops, they can make their offices. Okay. Now the money they are getting as revenue, they can do everything. Okay. So this is all the stepwise thing I explained. Now there is a word which was very popular at that time. That was called nabobs. Nabobs. You can relate it with kebab. Nabob. Now this word has come from Nawab only. As I said, Palasi is actually Palashi. So English people cannot pronounce this Palashi. So they started talking, or they started naming it as Palasi. Similarly, because we also cannot speak certain English words so clearly, any Indian. So that is how they started calling Nawabs and Nabobs. But this Nabob is not not Nawab. I am telling you, this is a different word. And this is the word who told this, who referred this Nabob. I am just telling you. Let me give you a background. After the Plassey, what happened? When Mir Jafar, they started taking this 5 lakh and they wanted them to give them all the tributes and gifts, etc. So all these people of the officials of East India Company, they were getting a lot of money. They were getting gift, they were getting personal gift, money, etc. The company officials. So some of these officials were getting a lot of money and they became very rich. Let me talk about Robert Clive. When he got so much money, I'll tell you, when he came to our Indian subcontinent, he came to Madras, he was just 18 years of age. And Robert Clive came to India in 1743. He was just 18. But when he left India after working here, when he went back finally, you know how much money he had? He had more than 4 lakh sterlings. 401,102 sterling to be very precise. And this is a huge, humongous amount of money till date. After, see, it's 1743, we're talking about 2021. Still, till now, this money is a huge money. Only Robert Clive got this money. You can imagine about others. And there is an interesting thing. He was twice made as governor. So when he was appointed the governor of Bengal, he was this Robert Clive who was actually taking a lot of money. He was given the task of curbing or stopping the corruption in a company. Robert Clive, who was himself so corrupt, he was given the authority to remove the corruption. Can you imagine? This is how interesting thing goes. And what happened here? Robert Clive, this much of money, everyone will question no. So the British Parliament actually cross-examined him, Robert Clive, that how did you got this much money? There's a whole court case in 1774. Actually, 1772 he was acquitted. That means Robert Clive was said that okay, he didn't do anything wrong. Okay, but still 1774 he committed suicide. So I was talking about Nabob. This is the background. Now Nabob is what? I talked about this Robert Clive. Everyone was getting money. So the people who are coming from UK or Britain, the basic idea was they'll come here. India was sone ki chidiya. They will make money from here. They'll go back and they will live a good life, ash ki life. They'll go there, go back and have a laid back, lovely life. All of them cannot do that. Some deceased, some was confronted with disease, some died in war. All of them didn't get that much of fortune as Clive has. A lot of money they didn't get. But most of the officers which were coming from very humble background, that is very moderate, middle class. UK also has middle class. So when they come here, the basic idea was they will earn money and they'll go back to UK, Britain, and they'll have a good life. So those who used to come and they used to make money and they go back to UK and they are living good life with a lot of money they had. These people, the English people will call them as Nabob. Okay, this Nabob is the name given to these people who take all the money, go back, stay there, with a good life. So the English people would tell these officials who have returned from India as Nabobs. So this Nabob is actually the Englishized name, which was actually Nawab. So Nabob is Nawab only. I'll tell you about Robert Clive just a bit more. Nawab, this Clive said when Plassey he actually won Plassey, and he said when I defeated all the other princes who are dependent on me, the opulent means the paisa or samriddh city, big city was at my mercy, daya pe thi, opulent, and all the vaults, all the khazana, all the money containing containers were open to me. Gold and jewels, all were in my control. All I can just get them wherever I want. Now Robert Clive is saying to the parliament that you understand, I had everything. You are taking me to the court or asking a question. I am astonished that I was so moderate. That is, this 4 lakh is no money. I could have had 100 times more than this much which I had. Okay, because after Plassey, I had everything to get money. Now the next discussion is company rule expands. So this we are going to take in the next discussion. Okay. Till then, thank you so much. Take care of yourself.